Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers trade pitch flips Austin Reeves for $163 million All-Star guard. Most NBA markets only dream of the ability to attract the biggest names and brightest stars to their cities, but that's the charmed existence that the Los Angeles Lakers actually live. Still, even a glitzy and glamorous, not to mention monumentally successful, franchise like the Lakers retains the right to dream, sticking its collective and proverbial head in the clouds every so often to imagine what it would mean to score the ultimate trade target at the perfect time and deliver yet another championship banner to the rafters. Greg Swartz of Bleacher Report on Monday, June 3, named that so-called dream target for Los Angeles this summer as combo guard Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Finding a new alpha scorer is imperative for the Los Angeles Lakers this summer, as relying on a 40-year-old LeBron James as the primary offensive option can't happen moving forward. Donovan Mitchell is more than capable of playing this role, as he'd be the perfect third piece to play alongside James and Anthony Davis. Any trade for Mitchell is going to significantly impact the Lakers' depth and future draft picks, however. A package of Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and multiple first-round picks would need to be on the table for the Cleveland Cavaliers to consider a deal, one that only happens if Mitchell refuses to sign an extension. Mitchell's play and his fit are each part of what make him a dream candidate for the Lakers. However, his availability and Cleveland's willingness to ship him west to the same team that lured James out of Ohio 6 painful years ago could prove nightmares for LA. Mitchell is currently playing on a 5-year, $163 million deal and remains under contract with the Cavs for the next 2 seasons. However, the final year of that agreement is a player option, meaning Mitchell can opt out and re-enter unrestricted free agency in the summer of 2025. That is problematic for Cleveland, who gave up a massive asset package to the Utah Jazz to trade for Mitchell 2 seasons ago, as he could leave for nothing after just 1 more year. Most NBA insiders expect the Cavaliers to trade either Mitchell or Darius Garland this offseason, and the decision is likely to come down to whether Mitchell is willing to sign a long-term extension in the coming months and remain with the franchise indefinitely. If he chooses not to do so, Mitchell is almost certainly bound for the trade block. But a recent report indicated that Cavs owner Dan Gilbert would be loath to deal Mitchell to Los Angeles. A source told Hoops Wire that Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert would never trade Mitchell to the Lakers, Ashish Mather reported on May 20. That attitude is not promising for the Lakers, considering there are other teams capable of topping their best offer to the Cavs for Mitchell, which truly renders him a dream trade candidate. Of course, LA would have to sacrifice major pieces of their present roster and draft picks that will hamstring their future in any scenario in which Mitchell is actually on the table. But based on his offensive prowess, the 3-star approach might be too tough for the Lakers to pass up if they get a chance at it. Mitchell has been an all-star in each of the previous 5 seasons and boasts a career scoring average of 24.8 points per game, according to Basketball Reference. Last season, he put up 26.6 points, 6.1 assists, 5.1 rebounds, and 1.8 steals across 35.3 minutes of court time per night. Mitchell shot above 46% from the field, including nearly 37% from the three-point line on 9 attempts per game. While the Lakers may never be able to secure Mitchell's offensive talents due to Gilbert's position, the team may have a shot at Garland if he comes onto the market instead. What has J.J. Redick said on his podcast about the Lakers? While the news regarding the Lakers' head coach search has been little more than the occasional in-person over recent weeks, all the smoke is indicating that J.J. Redick is, at the very least, the leader in the clubhouse. When the team parted ways with Darvin Ham, few probably expected Redick to be a legitimate candidate, let alone the front-runner. But for better or for worse, it seems like we are just days or weeks away from a former player turned media personality leading the purple and gold next season. Without any history as a coach, it's impossible to know his approach to the game unless you can sit down and talk to him, as the Lakers have done. but as a media personality, you can hear some insight into his coaching philosophy and his thoughts on the Lakers. Combing through hours of first-take appearances is something I wouldn't wish upon my greatest enemy, and there's very little actually philosophy discussed in that show anyway. His Mind the Game podcast with LeBron James is the exact antithesis of that, on purpose, by the way, and offers as much insight as you could imagine. The middle ground is his Old Man and the Three podcast, where JJ mixes a little philosophy with a little bit of analysis. There were a lot of episodes I could have looked back on, but I limited it to the last year as I parsed through some of the notable sound bites on the Lakers, both in regards to what has he said about the Lakers there? Let's start with the big one that I'm sure many remember. Redick had a vote for the all-defense teams this year, and not only did he not include Anthony Davis on the first team, where he ended up finishing, but he flat out did not put him on an all-defense team. While he did not address leaving him off all-defense, he discussed AD's season when he included him in his All-NBA third team. And then it came down to Anthony Davis or Victor Wembanyama for the final spot. I know that the Lakers are in the play-in. I can't deny that Anthony Davis had an outstanding individual season. The defensive numbers for the Lakers as a team are not great. They've been basically right around league average all year. But his impact defensively, particularly protecting the paint, at the rim, all of the metrics says he's been a top 10 defender at that position. You factor in that with 25 points and 12 rebounds, a boost in assists this year, Anthony Davis gets the final spot on my third-team All-NBA. It doesn't offer much in the way of an explanation for leaving him off an all-defense team, but, perhaps, he was simply adding some motivation for his future center. Magic Johnson warned Celtics about Mavericks, mention how Lakers with 4 HOF players lost in 2004. Magic Johnson issued a stern warning to the Boston Celtics about underestimating the Dallas Mavericks in the upcoming NBA Finals. Drawing a parallel to the 2004 NBA Finals, Magic reminded everyone of how a heavily favored Lakers team, boasting 4 Hall of Fame players, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Gary Payton, and Karl Malone, lost to the underdog Detroit Pistons. The Celtics are supposed to win the series, but I've seen the team with the most talent lose before. Remember the 2004 Finals between the Lakers and Pistons? Chauncey Billups, Richard Hamilton and Ben Wallace upset my Lakers with 4 Hall of Fame players, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Gary Payton, and Karl Malone. They even had Horace Grant. The Mavericks definitely have an opportunity to win the championship as the team that's hot right now and playing with a lot of confidence and swagger. Luka and Kyrie won't have the same luxury of resting on defense like they did against the Timberwolves, because every starter on the Celtics team is a scoring threat. Another big difference in this series is Dallas can't afford for Luka and Kyrie to get into foul trouble, but on the other side, the Celtics can handle Jalen or Jason getting in foul trouble and having to sit out because they have depth on their bench. In his message, Magic Johnson pointed out the dangerous potential of the Mavericks. He emphasized that Dallas, led by Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, is riding high on confidence and momentum, making them a formidable opponent despite the Celtics being perceived as the favorites. The Mavericks have shown they can elevate their game when it matters most, a critical trait in the high-stakes environment of the NBA Finals. Johnson also highlighted the strategic challenges that lie ahead for both teams. He noted that, unlike their previous matchups, Luka and Kyrie will face constant defensive pressure since every Celtics starter poses a significant scoring threat. This will prevent them from conserving energy on the defensive end, as they might have done against the Timberwolves. Additionally, Johnson pointed out the importance of foul trouble in this series. While the Mavericks heavily rely on Luka and Kyrie staying out of foul trouble, the Celtics possess the depth to withstand their stars, Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, sitting out due to fouls. In another tweet, Magic underscored a crucial tactical decision awaiting Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla, whether to assign their best on-ball defender, Drew Holiday, to guard Luka Doncic or Kyrie Irving. Celtics coach Mazzola has an important decision to make. Will he put his best on-ball defender Jrue Holiday on Kyrie or Luka? Magic Johnson's insights serve as a reminder that despite their apparent advantages, the Celtics cannot afford to underestimate the Mavericks. The unpredictability of the finals, combined with the Mavericks' current form and confidence, means that Boston will need to bring their A-game and strategic acumen to secure the championship. The 2004 Lakers lesson looms large: no matter how stacked the roster, victory in the NBA Finals is never guaranteed. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Magic Johnson? Leave your opinion in the comments.